Oh, by the way, Christian, just so you understand, I know your weak point too, right? I know all about your detached retina. So, few things, by the way, you should just know. Because details that Tanya might have not told you, alright? So, ultimately, I had some grudges in the process of teaching me how to defend myself. High school, when Tanya was going out with Alex. Yeah, when he ended up hitting her, actually, pretty fucking. It was a pretty common occurrence. All at the same time, Tanya wanted me to not tell the one above. Do you know what I had clarified to her? Little, little pearl of wisdom that she ended up getting to learn a long enough timeline. You know what that is? Understand what you're asking for before you ask for it. All right. So in the circumstance with Alex, if you go and sit back and you let him beat on you and you don't do something about it, whether it be get the law involved or go ahead and, be honest with your family about it, if they have to find out from somebody else, it's going to end up being a hell of a lot worse, right? Not to mention that, but provoking somebody into hitting you, that's not difficult. Everyone has got a psychological and emotional trigger. Everyone. No matter how well versed in stoicism you are. It's once they think they could get away with it, actually getting the person to stop engaging in that behavior. All right? And ultimately, Tanya had let me know if I ended up hitting Alex that she was going to go ahead and call the cops. She's going to go ahead and get my mom involved. And, and keep in mind, she threatened me with that because Alex was a womanizing, woman beating piece of shit. All right? You're just an arrogant, entitled fuck. So, that whole no one is above the law thing, you're going to learn that with the IRS if you haven't already. And yeah, also, if you're looking for a fight, I think you could tell by now I'm not really difficult to be able to find. But when it comes to the prison rhetoric, the whole what sloganeering and propaganda would you do to keep somebody out of prison, and you know how the lifers respect the OGs. Ironically, swapping meals ended up helping somebody that was fighting for just natural life to avoid a very fucked up sabotage death penalty. One where basically the person that went to go commit the homicide didn't have to account, whether it be inmate or prison guard. So, yeah. Ultimately, it's one of those. Understand, those lifers, they've got nothing left to lose. You're going to show them their respect. That's their home. You're coming into their home. But let me ask you this: which is more likely, that me getting poisoned and ending up on life support and in a coma, that ultimately, considering the whole thing that started the situation was trying to convict twice in two different jurisdictions in two different states after the first was already served. Oh, and the initial indictment being because of shoplifting as a kid. So, what's more likely? That, that poisoned food, that it was for the shoplifter, which, by the way, with the shoplifting that happened as a teenager, like I mentioned, did my time for that before even moving to another state. All right. Or the bunkie that had been looking at quite a bit of time because of potential aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And understanding that circumstance, I got no ill will towards him, you know? Because whether it's the case or not, I don't know. That's not my business. I mind my business. I stay in my lane. I know where my lane is. But clearly you never learned where yours is. So now my question, Christian, are you done yet? Because persisting any further, the Department of Defense is already listening to this. There's already military listening to this. There's already government contractors and government agents already listening to this. There are politicians from all over the country listening to this. There's media. They're listening to this as well as social media. So now my question is, how do you plan on paying back 2 decades worth of financial impropriety? Because remember, hate crime, 1965 Anti-Civil Rights, Act. You know what that means? No statute of limitations for hate crimes. You know what's considered as a hate crime? Financial abuse to go ahead and attempt to get away with, indentured servitude. Profiteering, wanting to keep the proceeds from crime, money laundering. Oh, can't forget those penalties that would end up getting accrued from all the way back. So, and you've basically got not even a handful of places throughout the entirety of the planet that you can go ahead and run to. So, let's hope that your quote-unquote notoriety from winning Golden Gloves back in 2005, that it will go ahead and it will save your ass from federal indictments. Keep your fingers crossed that there's enough IRS, agents as well as, FBI agents, DEA, quite a few financial institutions. You fucked up hard. And you were really hoping that nobody would notice. It's like, I caught you slipping on a level that, holy fuck. So, when are you planning on having your destination vacation to Monaco? Oh, and by the way, don't try to convince any of my family members to go ahead and join you. There's already overwhelming evidence to go ahead and link solely to you, Christian. So, now my question is, are you going to try to frame me or any of my family members again? Because, understand, there are quite a few indictments that have just been simmering, and it's seeming like things are putting together. They're leading to a beyond a shadow of a doubt. And the signs point to you, dude. The financial statements point to you. So, long history of fraud. Family members within police ranks, as well as quite a few family members in the military. Yeah. By the way, did you know that your family is not the only one with a very, 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 very long lineage of people that have taken, actually done their civic duty when it comes to military service. So I'm guessing the whole framing me thing was trying to, what, go ahead and simulate being a fucking pussy and running from a draft. When ironically enough, it's like, hey, nah, I don't run from shit. If anything, I'm gonna be the man that fucks shit up.